Well, hello there, everybody. Thank you so much for coming back and tuning in to Keisha's World. My name is Keisha Stuckey. I am your host for the evening. I just want to let you know that you are in for a treat. Get ready to be empowered, empowered, empowered. We have a fabulous, fabulous guest. Her name is Daphne Clarke-Hudson, and she is an empowerment specialist. And I just want to thank you so much for coming so far away with your personal driver. I'm scared of you, girl. Okay.
Well,
I just want to be like you when I grow up. Did I tell you that? Okay.
There's room at the top.
So
yeah.
thank you so much for coming.
For having me. It's an honor. It's like I put out on my Facebook page today, and I said that I'm traveling to Cromwell to be on Keisha's World. I say it's going to be a fun time with the double divas.
I know that's right. They can't take us. Okay,
yeah,
it's too much.
It's an honor.
Double portion.
Yes.
Oh gosh. So tell me a little bit about, well, everybody, a little bit about what you do as an empowerment specialist.
Well, I am what I often call the rotor-rooter.
Okay.
Because I just root up inside of people and help to stimulate all those things that has been laying dormant for many years.
You wake it up.
Yes, I really focus and emphasize around embracing and overcoming adversities, because a lot of people are sitting dormant and losing out on all the brilliant things that they have to offer this world because of little setbacks that they have had. So I am honored that the Lord has called me to be an empowerment specialist to help people wake up and to become all that they are called to be.
Nice. So this is like for people that might be like down in the dumps or depressed because they didn't succeed in certain things, and you're saying that maybe there's like something on the inside of them that's just waiting to come out, and you kind of like wake it up and say, come on, get out of there and be the person you meant to be.
As a matter of fact, it's for everybody.
Everybody.
Because there are some people who are sitting in jobs, dead-end jobs. They are not serving their bosses well, and neither are they serving themselves well. So, if you're in a slot and you're warming the desk and just being in the cubicle and you are not adding value, it's time for you to find out where you can best serve and utilize your time. So working with a coach or an empowerment specialist or a transformational teacher helps you to understand about your core authenticity and what it is you need to do to keep adding value, because in this world it's really not about us, but it's about the difference that we can make in other people's lives.
True.
So don't wait and say that I'm not succeeding. Yeah, you might be in a place and the season is over. So I'm going to help you say, Keisha, well, what have you been doing for the past 35 years? Oh, I've been working at XYZ. And what else? And what else? And what else? So I begin to open your eyes and say, yes, I can do something else. My season here is over. And I want to soar now on the wings of eagles. I want to do greater things.
So it's like basically about timing. Like you could be doing great, but maybe you could be doing something greater somewhere else, and it's time for you to stop that other great thing.
You know, the word timing is a word that some people just don't need to use. Because you know what? God bless us. No, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's a reason why it came out. Because you know something? From the time that we were embryo inside, even before we were embryos, before the egg was fertilized, God created each and every one of us to be something great.
Nice.
And I'm going to talk to the believers now, because the people who are Christian and believers, they're sitting around, in time it. I'm waiting on the Lord. I'm waiting on the Lord. I'm waiting on the Lord. And they sit down, it's never time with them. So that's some words some people don't use. You got to learn to invest in yourself.
Nice.
And know what it is you're holding other people back from.
Oh God, I'm waking. I feel awakened.
You need to be awakened, girl.
God, thank you. I feel empowered. So there is no such thing as like the right time sometimes. It's just like...
The right time is God's time.
Okay.
But what I find with a lot of our people is that they sit and wait. And life is like a puzzle. You never take one day to complete a puzzle. But you get up every day and you put pieces together.
Right.
And eventually you look and that puzzle is ready to be framed.
Okay.
Right? So it's the same thing with our lives. God give you something to do. Start with what you have so he can give you the rest. Don't sit around, wait for the whole thing. It's like building a wall.
Okay.
One brick at a time. One brick at a time.
Okay.
You could be home thinking about, oh, I want to start a show. I want to have 30 crew members. I want to have the best guests coming from all over the world. But what happened? You didn't sit home and wait to have all those pieces in place. You start with what you have. Right now you have one cameraman.
Right.
You have 2 people in the control room.
Yeah.
You're still excited about doing the show and giving back to your community.
Definitely.
And as you do, you're going to get blessed and you're going to get more hands. And it's the same thing with our lives and our career. We got to get busy and start moving. Action is a more important word than timing.
Nice.
Because we want to be consistent with our action. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Forward. Never look behind, because what's behind you is what? It's in the archive already.
Yes. So
today we have today, keep moving. Keep moving. Because today is all we have. We don't know about tomorrow.
Right.
Because of end of 24 hours is tomorrow. It's today again.
Yes.
So if we live in the present, then we won't lose out on all the greatness that we were called to.
Oh, I don't want to lose out on anything. So I'm definitely going to take your advice on that.
Okay.
So you have a show of your own, don't you?
Yes, ma'am, I do. I have a show in Danbury at the sister station, Comcast. It's my home base where I tape out of. It's called A New Day, Your Guide to Personal Empowerment. And I think this is going to be my 8th year.
Wow.
That God has been using me in that community. And I'm honored that they have accepted my show to be airing on this station too. So I'm super excited about serving the people of Cromwell.
Of course.
And I also have an internet radio show. I did traditional radio for a time. And back in 2009, I went global. And it's the best thing that I could have done.
Global, huh?
Global, from all over the world. People are calling in. You know, I have over 50-something thousand regular followers.
Wow.
I have over 25,000 regular listeners that listen to the show. So it's a blessing. I am really honored the way that God is using me.
Yes. Well, you're a beautiful woman. I'm pretty sure they just like, oh, look at that pretty woman with that fabulous Jamaican accent.
Oh, how sweet. I'm going to cry.
I know. Can you make jerk chicken?
I ain't going to say nothing because you know something.
I'm coming over.
I'm in the market. I'm in the market for a husband, but I ain't saying I'm going to cook. So if I'm going to start saying now what I'm good at making, he's going to come in with great expectations. So why don't we leave that part for off camera? Because I'm not going to commit to anything that I'm not sure I'm going to be doing any longer.
Wow. Well, excuse me, because I was going to ask you about your love life, but
you
now
can ask me. I'll answer it. I just ain't talking about the cooking part.
Okay. Well, what's going on?
And the ironing. You know, no ironing, no cooking. I ain't talking about that. But we talk about the love life. What do you want to know?
Okay. So what's going on in your love life? Because you know, you're looking fabulous. You're just radiating this like availableness. Is that a word?
Well, we're going to make it a word tonight. I am available for the right person. As a matter of fact, my honey died back in April 15th.
I'm so sorry
last year. Yes, I had rekindled with the love of my life. Somebody I knew when I was 16, and we grew. We went our separate ways, and then we came back. Last January, I found out, January of 2011, that he was still in love with me, and we got back together, and the Lord took him home in April. So as my friend Michael Koch down in Delaware says, he said, girl, you don't have to worry. He said, Professor Brown is in heaven negotiating with the Lord for the right man to replace him. So whoever is listening, if they are the right one for the replacement, they can send their bio in, or maybe you could be on the selection committee. How is that?
Okay, so if you think you're the right woman for man for Daphne, you could just go on to Keisha's World. Talkshow.com. So now I'm like Chuck Willery. We'll be back in 2 and 2. Hey, I don't mind. I'll hook you up, Daphne. I don't mind at all. But you're gonna have to make me some jerk chicken.
Oh, Lord. We're not talking about any cooking on this here, because anything I say on here about cooking can be held against me. Okay. I'm a woman to my word, and I'm not going to make public any word that I don't want to stand by. How is that?
I understand, because then you'll have everybody in Danbury standing at your front lawn saying, we want to be empowered and we want some jerk chicken.
Oh, the people in Danbury already know about the cooking of me. They know what I'm doing. We, as a matter of fact, when I worked at Danbury Children First, we compile a cookbook, so they know about that aspect. We just not talking about that. Okay. I'm on a different mission now. I don't know if I'm going to be cooking for no honey. Okay. It depends on how sweet he is too, you know.
I understand. He might be able to coerce you. You know how some of those men get. They just whisper the little sweet nothings.
Oh my God. What is that like?
We must be talking about this because Valentine's Day is coming up. It's
oh my dear
Lord. Lovey-dovey right now. And
happy Valentine's to everybody.
Well, yeah. So tell me about this Vision Weekend conference that you're having, because it seems like a huge, huge event.
The Vision Weekend conference is coming up on March the 23rd through the 26th at the prestigious Broadway Millennium Hotel in Times Square, New York. And we have speakers from across the world. We have a speaker coming from Israel, one from Scotland. We have someone coming in from Hawaii.
Oh my goodness.
And the rest of us are from across the United States. Our keynote speaker is Mr. Simon T. Bailey, who is #1 globally in the speaking arena. And we have come together because we are all passionate about entrepreneurship, and we are looking to change the view on entrepreneurs.
Nice.
Entrepreneurs think that we need to work from sunset until we die. But we want to help entrepreneurs understand how to leverage the different aspect and component of entrepreneurship so we can all prosper. So we are having 19 speakers. People will not have to choose to go into workshops because everybody hears everybody. So it's taking place in the historic Hudson Theater at the Broadway Millennium Hotel. So people don't have to think that, oh, I'm going to grab handouts here and rush to the other class or workshop. Sit in your seat and listen to the presenters. That's what we have there for you. So we are very excited about it. Every time that I look at it or I talk about it, I realize how blessed I am that the Lord has bestowed on me the torch to carry that Vision Weekend conference. And so it's no little thing. It's a big project, but it's not too big for God to fulfill.
That's right. Nothing is impossible for God.
That's right.
I want to touch on a little bit more about the Vision Weekend conference, but first we're going to take a quick commercial break. Thank you so much for tuning in. There's never a dull moment in Keisha's world, so stay with us.
Stylish, elegant, exclusive, luxurious, classy, dignified, daring, chic, chic boutique. Dare to be different.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to Keisha's World. I am your host, Keisha Stuckey, and I'm so excited. We have a fabulous guest. Her name is Daphne Clarke-Hudson, and she is an empowerment specialist. And let me tell you, just sitting next to her is giving me energy like I took some vitamin B6 and B12. This woman really knows how to get you pumped and get you empowered. So we were talking a little bit about this Vision what is it, a Vision
Weekend Conference.
Vision Weekend Conference. Now, it's in Manhattan?
Manhattan, right around Times Square. So, listen, you know, for too long, Keisha, entrepreneurs have the Motel 6 mentality. And we need to kick it up a notch. You know, we have to walk in success to start expressing it. So, you know, like some people will go to hotel conferences and 99 people in one room.
Oh my goodness.
You know, I'm kind of exaggerating, but you know what I'm saying.
Yes, yes.
You know, people need to understand about experiencing success. And sometimes we are not as successful as we are supposed to be. But until we begin to walk in our greatness, then we are not going to start to manifest our greatness. And the Vision Weekend Conference is set up just for that. You're going to be mentored. You're going to have people who hold you accountable from one year to another. There are other systems that we are going to have in place. I'm not able to mention them now because we are going to launch them at the conference. All I want to tell people is that if you want to be part of a movement to transform who you are and to create legacies for yourself and for your children or your siblings, whatever you want to do, that's the place to be on March the 23rd.
Wow.
Through the 26th, because we are getting ready to rock Times Square. We are getting ready to rock Times Square. We are very excited about that, and people need to register.
Nice.
Register and be there. Invest in yourself, because all of us that are there, we are making ourselves available for you. Kobe Huberman is coming all the way from Israel. He's an expert in the entrepreneurial arena. He's the head of the Peace Initiative in Israel.
Wow.
And he's taking time out because he wants to be part of the vision that God has called me. He believes in it.
Nice.
And if we believe enough to come together to do that, why shouldn't you believe in you enough to be there?
That's right. That's beautiful. It sounds so lovely.
Yes, so we hope you're going to make it.
Of course I'll be there. And you know, it sounds like no one's going to leave there the same way they came.
No.
Don't you love to go to a conference and then you come back home and you're like all refreshed and rejuvenated and you're pumped up, you know, you're excited. That's what people need.
Yes, and this conference is not another hyped.
Okay.
You're leaving with tangible things that you're going to be able to use.
Oh, okay, like tools.
You are leaving with tools and techniques, mentors to support you. We're not just coming to rah, 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 and leave.
So not just a gift bag with those little trinkets in it.
And you're going to get all of that too. But you are leaving and there are benchmarks that's going to be in place that people are going to hold you. Because when you come back 2013, and 2014, we are looking to have some of the people in 2014 who attended the first Vision Weekend Conference. We want to have them on the platform as speakers, because people need to see, if Daphne can do this, so can I. So, and they're going to come back and they're going to take somebody else's hand and they're going to want to mentor them to be who they have become.
Okay, so you're saying this year I can go see this guy from Israel, right? Speak so eloquently. And then maybe next year...
Not maybe.
I could be the keynote speaker.
That's
How
right.
you doing?
That's right. Exactly.
Okay,
and it can happen.
I'm ready.
It can happen. But until you start believing in who you are and believing in your vision, nothing will manifest.
Yes.
Absolutely nothing. We are the little pebble that stands in our own way and think we are a bowler.
Wow.
We are not. And we keep tripping over that little pebble, and it's always the government fault. It's if this party in power, if that or that. Come on, you are standing in your own way.
Okay.
As you look over history, you see how many millionaires and everybody was built during the time of recession. You know?
That's true.
The world's economy is dependent on us entrepreneurs, mompreneur, popreneur. They have all kind of entrepreneur now. Some of them I can't even pronounce.
Wow.
But people are understanding that they are sitting and laying on gold mines that can really help them to excel.
That's beautiful. Now I want to ask you about this book. I want to show everybody the book. It's Conversations on Success. And Daphne is a contributing author. Okay. And it's a fabulous book. And just tell us a little bit about, I think that's great, and the picture is great.
Thank you. Well, a couple of years ago, I was on a radio show in New York City, and sharing my little story about, what the Lord has done for me and all of that. And maybe 5 days after I was on the show, I got a call from Inside Publishing. I wasn't there. They left me a message. So I saw Inside Publishing. I said, did I order some magazine and didn't pay for them or something? Should I call these people back? So I wait a day, and then they called me back.
Okay.
So I said, did I order magazine? She said, no, we want to invite you to be an author. I said, where you know me from? They said, oh, somebody from New York heard you on a show and told us about your story.
Nice.
So that's how this came about. So, we are here talking now, and we never know who we are touching and for what reason. So that's how this book came about, and I co-author with Ken Blanchard, T. Boyd, and Diana Bohr. And it's just an amazing thing. And I have a second book out that is celebrating 365 Days of Gratitude, that I was invited to be contributing author as well, with 300 other authors from around the world. And that just came out December 14th. So
you are just all over the place, Daphne.
And by the Vision Weekend, I have my foot to the metal, because I'm working on 3 books now that I want to be finished for the Vision Weekend conference. So I'm working hard.
Okay, so I'm looking at you, this beautiful, fabulous empowerment specialist. Who empowered you as a kid? Because I know it had to start when you were a little one. Of course, you said it went back to the embryo. I know that. But what about like when you were a kid? Who inspired you?
My mother.
Oh, wow.
And you know something? My mother wasn't educated or anything, but she taught me how to understand about life. And Sweetie, because that's my pet name. You can be anything. My mother was an asthmatic, and when she would have an asthmatic attack, I would be the one helping her, because my father went to the field. My father was a farmer. And she always tell me, oh, you're such a good nurse, she says.
Oh.
You're going to be a real nurse one of these days. And my mom died when I was 13. So although I was walking barefooted, I was living in a 2-room house. We didn't have running water. We didn't have a toilet. We have an outhouse. But all those things, I don't look at them now and have that holding me back. I always hear my mother's voice in the back of my head. You can be anything you want to be. You can do anything. We didn't have electricity or anything like that.
Wow.
I remember when somebody showed last week, and I was talking, and all of a sudden he asked me, how come you just live your life in an experience of gratitude? I said, come on. When I look back, growing up in Jamaica, West Indies, walking down the hill with a soaked piece of old clothes, because we didn't have rag, that I'm going to use to clean my feet when I get out to the main road, to put the one pair of shoe on and socks to go to church. And I come back at that same spot to take it off again and walk barefoot up. And now you know how many pair of shoes I have? I ain't got nothing to worry about. I have good friends. I'm not saying I have not encountered tough times, because I have. I have been homeless. But even those times, I knew that that is going to pass. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. And I have allowed myself to learn all the lessons that come to me in this situation and the circumstances. So instead of seeing them as hindrances, I take them as lessons learned.
Wow.
And with all of that, I can remain grateful and thankful.
Nice.
You know, I have friends who, they'll give me a ride to the doctor, and because they know I'm supposed to rest, when I get home, they say, we're not going home until we take you to the grocery store. And when we go to the grocery store, they're not asking me to pay. They are blessing me with grocery.
Wow.
So what have I got to complain about?
Not a thing.
We ought to find gratitude in everything that we do.
Yes.
Everything. And the more we give gratitude, the more blessed we become in life.
Right. Well, I'm grateful to God for meeting you. And for placing you in my path for such a time as this. And I'm grateful that the people that are going to be watching this show are going to be empowered and feel better about themselves, because we really live in a cold, cold world. And some people are struggling, some people are disappointed and hurting. And I'm just grateful that someone might watch this show and actually have a smile on their face. Look forward to going to your conference, open up your book, or go on YouTube and look up some of your shows. I mean, I went on YouTube and looked up some of your shows, and I was just encouraged by your story, your testimony. I want to thank you for being humble and for sharing, you know, all of your life. And just I'm glad to have you here. So
you know, as you say, Keisha, so many people are hurting, and they are hurting. And in the past 3 months, I've learned of 2 people who have committed suicide. Wow. And if more of us would open up and let people know that yes, we too are hurting, but it doesn't give you the right to take your own life, people would have more hope. But there are a lot of us that are going around and giving people the beginning and the end, and we are leaving the middle out. The middle is the stuff that helps people to heal and to come to themselves, to know that, hey, Keisha went through that, Daphne went through that, John went through that, now it's my time. So it's like a checklist. You check it and say, oops, what next? Moving right along, taking action. And
That's
just
right.
be selective with who you hang around to, because if you are hanging around with a bunch of nobodies, then you're always going to be lying in the gutter.
That's right. So the message is, don't give up and watch the company that you keep. I just want to thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in to Keisha's World. We appreciate you. Until next time, take care and God bless.